Hello, all ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a guest with us who is into astrology from past 50 years. Yes, 50 years. And by profession, he is actually an engineer, but he has been with Sir B.V. Raman ji and all other great astrologers. Sir, welcome. Welcome to our channel.
Thank you, Shikha. Now, uh, in the field of astrology, there is a curiosity always that few things happen, few things not happen. So I started learning myself. There was no guru. That
Acha.
we should where to start the fundamentals. So today I will be taking up the few fundamentals, and that will reveal the structure of your astrology according to that what I have learned till date. So
Yes,
let me share an screen.
sure, sir.
Now, basically, we all know that we have taken birth to fulfill our past karmas.
Correct.
And in order, this is the basic reason for our birth. But what happens? When there this karmas, or nearly everyone knows there are three types of karmas: the sanchit karma, prarabdha, and kriyamana karma. So actually there are two karmas, basically what we have inherited from the past karma and what we are doing in the present life. These are the two vectors on which astrology depends. So our event is not dependent only on the past karma, because past karma is whether you draw a horoscope today or 40 years later, it will be same. There will be no change. But
Correct.
what changes is your present karma. So resultant is the your action or event. Event depends on the resultant of these. Now, what does a past karma give? Past karma gives us only the circumstances or paristhiti. We can say we get the paristhiti or circumstances. Now, action in those circumstances is a choice of our choice to some extent. Barring few major events, it is our choice. So those who understand that astrology is deterministic, they fall in the trap. But those who are considered that there is a scope of correction, and for them this is astrology. Astrology is not only meant for the prediction, but to improve your life and how to tackle that. Now, this I shall take with an example that we must know what happens when we die and when we take birth. We all are made up of five energies: physical, that is Mars to Saturn, and one is the sun and moon. When death occurs, our all physical energies ceases, and finally the Mars energy ceases, because Mars is our kinetic energy and which is responsible for any movement or all movements. So when body dies, a person dies, then there is a no movement. This is a physical death. But after some times, the moon energy is also exhausted, and that mind is dead, and that is called the clinical death. And after that, the sun or soul departs. But soul waits, because we know that we will face the karmas. So who is recording the karmas? There must be some recorder. So in our planets, these Rahu and Ketu, these are two recorders. They are just 180-degree opposite and covering whole 360 degrees. So
Correct.
these are the recorders, and they record each and every event. When we take the death occurs, our recording comes in a zip file, and it is zipped and modulated over sun, modulated over the soul or sun, we say. But what happens? Actually, soul does not want any covering. Soul is a pure. It wants that you have got a covering over it, remove it. But soul cannot remove. It requires a physical transducer like body. So we take the birth. When we take the birth, then all our energies are there, and our this zip file of the karma is opened, unzipped, and it forms a road path. That is life road path, and that is governed by the Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu are our life road path, and by analyzing properly what is Rahu and Ketu axis with their sign, with their nakshatra, we can clearly to the 70%, I can say with certainty that we can know what is stored in our life, what is our GPS route of this life. So that way, I'll take up a next slide, then that will make more clear. So this I thought over after meeting with Dr. Raman, after nearly in 76, and I thought over how to interpret this. So this is our flow diagram of energy. Anything comes from the soul. Soul is a source of energy throwing all the time 24/7 the signals. This signal is reflected by the moon or moon, and this moon reflects the signal and sends to the Mercury. Mercury is our human computer processor. This is the most vital component in astrology. I think Mercury can tell you what you are, how you analyze the things. So Mercury is our human computer. It can be, processor can be very slow like Pentium and others, and it can be very fast like i7 and more onwards. So by analyzing the Mercury, we can actually know what is the our level of understanding and what we can receive. Mercury is the antenna, and this receives the all signals from the cosmos, universe, because there is no knowledge beyond universe.
Correct.
All Vedas are in universe, and this tunes the frequency so that we are channelized for that, and this Mercury can tell you what you can receive, and this can tell you what an student can learn properly, what is his natural tendency to learn, and the sign tells how it will learn. For example, I say Mercury is in a Aries, then it shows he will be aggressive in this learning. But if Mercury is in this Gemini, the Gemini is just like a bird flying from one branch to another. So he will be moving in the room from this way to that way. That is his study style. And this should not be prevented. If you know exactly what is the talent of your child or person, so you let it progress it. He will flourish in that. And this from this Mercury, this here after coming, these are the inner planets. Here a one desire signal of Venus is also introduced. What is your desire? And this is processed here, and final signal goes to the Mars. These are the inner planets. And here what is happens, the Ketu is standing here. What has come out of your mind, it will record. Because karma is not only a physical level, karma is on mental level, emotional level also. So one person may be that he may not be suffering physically, but mentally he will be suffering. So these are the Ketu records here. And now this signal goes to the Mars. Mars is just like our monkey. It does not know the direction. It is a vectorless quantity. This it will roam from, jump from this way, from that way, because it is a kinetic energy. Direction is not there. So what is required? Requirement is of Jupiter. That is Guru. Guru takes it to the right direction, and it takes to the tunnel of the Saturn. And Saturn is our past karma tunnel. The size of tunnel is decided by our past karma. Few have a narrow tunnel and few have a very broad tunnel. So whenever a Sade Sati Shani or Shani Dasha comes, few enjoys and few are suffering very much, because is this the tunnel size. Tunnel size of the Saturn decides how you will suffer and how much you will suffer. So
So
after,
how will you decide the tunnel size? Very sorry for
okay,
it.
yeah, tunnel size is decided by your Saturn house. House denotes what you will do, and the sign denotes how you will do. So sign and then the nakshatra and its pada. These clearly show that how, and the quantum of this is best decided by the this Ashtak Varga. Best decided by the strength. Strength is best judged. I have felt that strength is best judged by Ashtak Varga rather than Shadvar.
Acha.
Yeah.
Means
So
wherever Saturn is placed, you see the Ashtak Varga of that house, how many points Saturn is getting in that house.
I take an example. Suppose Saturn is in the sixth house.
Correct.
In suppose Saturn is in sixth house in Sagittarius.
Sixth house, Sagittarius.
Okay, Sagittarius, it is a Cancer ascendant.
Oh,
Okay. Now, what will happen? Why Saturn is in the sixth? Saturn is all planets are the tenant. Saturn is a tenant in the sixth house. This means we have some rina or debt to be cleared in the sixth house. So we have done some abuse or misuse of our servant classes or service classes persons. That's why my Saturn is in the sixth. Now I have to suffer like that. I have to do hard work at working place. Sixth is a working environment, working place, a house of conflict. I will be suffering in that area.
acha.
Now, the dispositor of the Saturn, here it is Jupiter. Suppose Jupiter is placed in the 10th house. This means you will be suffering at the workplace. So you won't be getting a good working environment. Though Jupiter in the 10th does not guarantee that you will be getting everything. In a Kendra, Jupiter is there, but it, in Aries sign does not confirm that you will get. You will suffer there, but you will be protected. That is why, because Jupiter is our past life fertilizer that we have earned. So you will suffer there. So by more analysis, we can come to the conclusion that what is the size of.
So
Now
then
the,
just one question.
yeah,
Say now Saturn is in its own Mool Trikona sign,
yeah.
Aquarius in the sixth house. Then how will you decipher this tunnel?
Like Aquarius is the sign of one to many, multiplicity, horizontally spread.
Correct.
This means it is a sign of a great knowledge, innovation, thinking, and the person, and Saturn is there. This means the most of the time he will be in a innovation, thinking, public communication with the large masses, connection with the masses. And sixth is the house of working environment. So work he or she will do with the masses and in these innovative methods.
No, what are his sins? Now what you will say, like since you connected sixth house to past life, right?
Sixth house past life means that we have not completed our journey in past life and it is unfinished journey and that will be completed here or in next life if it is not completed here. So
Okay.
no one can escape from the karma. So
Right.
here you complete it, then go away, then it will move away. That is the basic thing.
Okay.
Now from here, this is exit gate, Sun is entry gate, and Rahu records here. So this is the recording of the things that is carried out in the system. So another point that I will discuss today, that is we have got many confusions about sign, house, planet, and nakshatra.
Correct.
Some say second house, Taurus signs, this sign. They are quite different. Our astrology was based on agriculture. Agriculture was the main profession, farming was the main profession in those days when rishis did it.
Yeah.
Now, if you can correlate this branch with your farming or agriculture, it is very easy to understand. Now, I'll take an example. Basically, the first house is the house then where our brain, we just have born. We have just born. Second house is the house where we sow the seed. It is a field where we sow the seed. That's why the Taurus is the symbol of the bull, and Taurus was used, bull was used for the for,
Agriculture.
so second house, we sow a seed. This means seed is implanted where? Inside the earth. Now, if you sow any seed, it will take time to germinate.
Correct.
Now, this means anything which you do in the second house, its results will be far away after long time. This means suppose and it will be multiplied. Second thing, one seed goes in a multi seeds. This will be multiplied just like a fixed deposits.
Correct.
If you bank, you say fixed deposits. Now actually what happens to the original seed that was put in the earth? Everyone says Marak, second house is a Marak, seventh house is a Marak. But I say why? The question basically comes why it is because the original seed is lost and destroyed, and it has multiplied just like a family tree. An old person has gone and its clan is advancing. So this second house denotes many things. By this way, if you consider rather that we do not require to remember what is denoted by second house, third house. I always related these things with this farming.
Wow.
And next, I take this is actually a tree.
Right.
Now this will be very clear if we just see the tree. Now first thing is the tree, there is a land, a location is there. So house is basically the location. House is only location, and that is above the earth, where the wind is flowing, sunlight is coming, that temperature,
All
pressure,
fire elements.
humidity, all those elements. And due to this, some will be in the east, some will be in the west, some will be in the north and south, and some will be there where there will be no light. That is 6, 8, and 12. They may be having no light. So we call that there the germs will germinate and other things will happen. Now, this basically this house is only the location. Or now we come to the sign. Sign is the soil. Soil is the sign. Soil of the land is sign, where the planet is a seed. Planet is implanted there.
Hmm.
Planet is implanted there. And this nakshatra is the specific location within a sign. And this dasha and antardasha is a projected weather. Now suppose a horoscope is there. You can project what will happen in this dasha, this dasha, this dasha. But will it happen? No. Because we have got our kriyaman karma. That is, we are improving ourselves or deproving ourselves, whatever we say. So due to that, the transit is the actual weather. Transit dasa is the actual weather. This we can generate ourselves. This is the transit dasha. This is generated by ourselves. Jupiter is basically our fertilizer. That is, we have gained from the last. And whenever emergency comes, we take from Jupiter. Jupiter meets our emergency. And Rahu and Ketu are our road paths, and these are the weeds. Rahu and Ketu actually show what we have got in our road path. Is there any blind curve or hump and dump or speed breakers? And this we can know by this thing. So this is the actually the understanding that I know. Maybe person may interpret in many ways, but I try to interpret in this way. So now we come actually the road path. Basically, any horoscope, nearly 7,000 horoscope I have analyzed, and out of this, nearly 500 manually made, because there was no software, no nothing, and it took a long time.
Right.
So the first thing is we must know the road path of our life. And if it is known, then many of the astrological events come very correct. So now we correlate with this, that Rahu-ketu is the road. This body is made up of 5 elements, that is Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus and Saturn.
Oh,
And the sun and moon are our driver's light, headlights.
ach-
These are our headlights. We, just like a mother and father, they take us. So sun and moon, now by analyzing the energies of these, we can come to know where there is a weakness, whether our body is weak, or whether our sun or moon are weak, or we are getting a good road or not. So this way we can analyze. And on any other occasion, I'll take up a practical example. It is a big analysis, how to
correct.
analyze the road path. So on another
That
time.
will be very nice, sir. We'll have that session soon because now everyone will keep on asking me when is this with a practical example.
And on this, I have written a book also on profession,
Ach-
Resto key to profession. So this I have taken a few points here in this also, but it is a preliminary book for the profession. How to analyze why this combination is for this profession, and
Okay,
in this I have analyzed each point. And
okay. So we are taking the example next time, right?
yeah, example is it is a big example, but in a brief I will take up.
Sure.
It is a horoscope of Mr. Narendra Modi, and practically this is the horoscope. Now, for analysis, we take the planets, nakshatra, and this Ashtak Varga. And Ashtak Varga is very accurate, I found, and very close to the prediction. Now, let's see what is the road path here. So, Rahu and Ketu axis. Rahu is in the fifth, and Ketu is in the 11th. Ketu is our discharge path. Ketu is our discharge bag that will be discharged, and
Correct.
Rahu is our passion that we will be doing. Rahu is our passion, basically. That I'll also take anytime. What is Ketu? A big topic, Ketu. Now, Rahu is in the fifth. Fifth is the natural house of a king, Leo, natural house of a king. This
Correct.
means something is definitely related to the king or government. Government.
And
Ketu is the masses, connected with the masses. If Rahu is connected to the king, then Ketu will be definitely connected to the masses. It is not coincident. It will be. Now, we see for the physical strength, we see Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. Now, Bindus where planet is located.
hmm,
Mars is located in the first house. It has got the Bindus six. Six Bindus are there. This
correct.
means person has got good kinetic energy. Good kinetic energy. Now, second point is highest point of the houses. Where Mars is highest. This means there it will be utilizing this energy.
Okay.
Now the Mars is having highest point in first and the
Third house.
third house.
Correct.
This means third house is a courage, valor, and many things,
Hmm.
and communication also. Now highest bindu of the planets. Highest bindu of the planet is 6. 6 is the highest bindu of Ashtakvar.
Okay.
This shows that he can reach up to this quantum,
Okay.
not beyond that. Now, for better analysis, I take you. It is a rough page, but I am telling you.
Yes, sir. We are all used to this
Uh,
self-writing of yours.
and actually, at this age of 68 plus, I am not able to complete this match with this your digital media. So now let me tell something. Rahu is in the fifth house. This is political, self-expression, and king related.
Correct.
Sign is 12. 12 is the imagination, meditation, and foreign that he is doing. Dispositor is Jupiter. Jupiter is in the fourth. Fourth house is a thorn, Singhasan, roots. Singhasan, fourth is the Singhasan. Now we come to sign. Sign of this is 11. 11 is the sign Aquarius, masses connection, innovative, widespread.
Hmm.
And then nakshatra is Dhanistha. Dhanishta is the first, is ruler of the first house. Mars that is ruler of first and sixth house. First house is about self, and eighth sign is very secretive and subtle. Very secretive and subtle. So this way we can. Another point that is very important, that for any structure, Saturn is the most important thing, because Saturn makes the structure. It is the just skeleton of the body
Correct.
structure.
Correct.
Now Saturn is looking at the fourth house. In the fourth house is having the Saturn, Jupiter, Mars influence and Venus influence. So this is, there is a crowding of the structure here. And 11th sign is the year, and the fourth is the Singhasana. So it is all connected with the this way. Now
Sinas.
it is that I know that he is in this field, but suppose I don't know who he is, even then we can do it. There are, actually this is just like a profession. You know that he is in a profession, you will be very well manipulate the things, that this is, and that is why he is here. But I give a raw horoscope, then how to interpret, that is the basic thing that we have to learn this thing. Now Ketu is a discharge path, that is from the masses. And sign 6 sign is, I called, is a filtering sign. Why 6 is a Virgo is a filtering? Because in the first house, second house, we sow a seed. Third house, the seed germinates and splits into two parts. Fourth house, here we put the fertilizer. Moon is a nourishing fertilizer, we nourish it. Fifth, here crop is ready. Fifth crop is ready, we take it out. And sixth, those who have seen the farming closely, then the crop is taken to the field. There it is hit and it is filtered. Husk and seed are separated out. So this is the filtering sign, and that is why sixth sign is in the denotes kidney also, because it filters the urine and blood. So 6 is the filtering sign, basically filtering sign, and that is why this accountancy and account persons here, उनका काम ही यही है कि filter out इसकी fault finding. In
Right.
a true word we can say fault finding and filtering out.
Hard over here, in a
Yeah.
way.
So this way we can come to know. Now eyes we have, to sun and moon we have also to analyze what is his eyes. Sun is in 11th house, that is lord of 10th. This means the 10th house agenda will be taken to the public. 10th, his profession will be taken to the public. The lordship means that he will take over the agenda where it is situated. And moon is in the first house, self-focused. And this way we can analyze further. So
Very short methods, a very beautiful method, and a very surprising lecture today, I think. We would like to know more about why we are born. Everyone is just curious, and those into astrology, this is the first question that comes to their mind. Why we are born and why we are taking birth. Very beautifully
definitely,
explained.
definitely. Now Ashtak bindus are very important. Here see here Mars is 0.
Correct.
Ashtak it is 0 here.
Yes. Yes.
And Mars and 12th is a bed house. No bed comfort. No energy of Mars utilized in the bed comforts.
Acha.
There are many interpretation of these Ashtak Varga, but I don't follow exactly one bindu this result, two bindus this result. Now nothing happens like that. In my opinion, I may be wrong. I don't say I am not. I may be wrong. But actually,
So then what about Venus having 5 points in 12th house?
what's
You said 0 points by Mars, so energy not utilized in the.
12th house affairs not much.
So what about Venus getting 5 points in the 12th house?
Which one?
Venus, sir. Venus,
Venus.
planet Venus.
Venus 5 points in a 12th house. Venus is a not only 12th house is not only the bed. 12th house is the house of silence too. It is house of isolation. Now 12th is in a one word of this खुद को खुद की खबर नहीं.
अच्छा.
दिस खुद को खुद की खबर नहीं, ऐसी स्टेज आ जाती है, चाहे हम साधना में चले जाएं, चाहे हम बेड कंफर्ट्स में चले जाएं, चाहे हम जेल में चले जाएं, चाहे हम मेडिटेशन में चले जाएं, चाहे हम पेंटिंग में चले जाएं, everywhere this house means, and there we know we unknown is there. कौन आ रहा है, कौन जा रहा है, we don't know. हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, मॉल्स हैं, who is coming, who is going, we don't know.
Correct.
So this is unknown territory, and जहाँ खुद की खबर नहीं. So this is the actually in other Venus aspects. This will be utilized, and what those aspects? You can see that Venus is in the 10th house. Now Venus is tenant of the 10th house. Venus will be doing the work for the profession, and Venus is having 5 points here. Then due to profession, he will be moving here in the
Foreign countries.
Actually, the root we must see. Suppose Venus is there, then see Venus where it is house. Venus where it is sign. Sign means in a proud manner, in a royal manner he will go. 5 is a Leo. As a king he will go. And now go to deep to the nakshatra. Purva Falguni is in a nakshatra. Then you can deduce the actual root. What is inside his heart. You can find. So astrology, I feel, when you see each and everything, whether you are in a kitchen, whether you are anywhere,
Right.
correlate the things with astrology, then this means then you are in a very good learning process. Anyway.
So very nice, very nice, very lovely session. We hope to have more such sessions, sir.
Definitely, no problem as far as I am.
So sir's name we already know is Shayam Kohli, sir, and he has written a book recently. I think this book, sir, on profession is recently published.
It is 3 years earlier. Because I am not a media person, I don't go for the advertisement and other things. So most of my students have taken.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Please go and search for his book. And sir
it's
also
on
has
Amazon. It's on Amazon.
sir also has his own channel. I'll give the description in my link box. Is link in the description box. Sorry. Sir, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.